Just give me a minute. I'm starting. Just give me a minute. Okay. So let's start with this. So today, that is on SLR, right? So let me give you an overview of the basics now first. Let me change the margins and all that. Okay, so let me give a brief overview of systematic literature review. So when we start with the systematic literature review, what is important for us? So the area where we want to do the SLR. Let's say green bonds and sustainable development. Let's say this is the area where we want to do the SLR into, right? So how do we start with this? Just a minute. So what we do is, like I told you in my previous lectures as well, that Scopus database is a paid database. Web of Science again is a paid database, but Google Scholar, that is an unpaid one. But the two, the Scopus and Web of Science, they are very, very useful when we are doing the SLR. So always try to extract the data from either of the databases or from both the databases. So that is much, much, much beneficial for all of us. So how do we go about it? So I'll start with the SLR. Uh, I will extract the data with the help of the Scopus database. So let me open my Scopus database. It is taking a little time. Okay, so it is open now. My voice is clear, I hope, to everyone. Is my voice clear?
Yes, it's clear. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so here we can see this is the database. Like यहाँ पर we will be putting the words now here. That is the green bonds and sustainable development. So this is what we have initially planned for, right? And let's search for it. Let's see how many documents it extract. So it has extracted around 359 documents, right? So we can narrow down the research, narrow down our research as well. By selecting the subject area. So like if I think the papers are more, so I can limit to, right? So this is, it will reduce the number of the papers. So you can see it is 242 now. Next, I wanted only articles. Limit to, and I again wanted in, okay, this is the country. No, this is not I'm interested in. Language I'm interested in. So I do the language English and limit to. So this will be final number of papers that I will get. So what I will do is I'll extract this CSV file from here, select all, click onto the export and click onto the CSV file. Select everything over here and let's click on export. So you can see here, just see, look at my cursor. You can see the file is being extracted. Last time there were some issues, but now you can see this file got extracted. So How many papers this file has? 161. They are not complete papers. Please remember this file that we have extracted does not have the complete papers, but yes, the major information that we need is there in it. And more important, there is an abstract of each paper in this, right? So here is the column abstract. So abstract is there for every study, right? So this is how we extracted the files from the or the papers from the Scopus database. So please remember that each row is representing one paper information. Each row is representing one paper total information about one paper, right? So it is the name of the author's full name, author's ID, something, then the title of the paper, the year, the journal name, what is the volume, issue, so on about a single paper. And this is also the abstract of the paper, right? So this is also very, very important when we do the SLR, right? So this is how we extract the paper. And what all do we write when we are doing a systematic literature review? एक minute. So what are the, just a minute, there is a little issue with my, now it is okay. So, okay. So now what are the different, how do we write an paper of SLR, right? What are the different, now the next step is, what are the different parts of SLR paper? What are the different sections? First comes the introduction. Second comes the research methodology. Third is the data analysis and interpretation. Fourth is the discussion, implications of the study, and conclusion. So these are the different segments of a SLR paper. Here, when we write a normal paper, so we have a little difference in those papers and this paper because there is no review of literature part. In this, when we are writing a SLR paper, there is no part called as review of literature. Why? Because we are making use of those previous papers. Okay, let me write over here. When we write a quantitative paper or qualitative paper, so what are the different segments that we write? Let me copy it from here and let me put it here. And what is the difference? I'll show you. Here the difference is review of literature. So what exactly I'm trying to tell you here is, when you write a quantitative or a qualitative paper, so this is a part, review of literature is a part of a paper and you create a new model into it. When we are doing a paper from here, so we are creating a new model here. But when we are talking about a SLR paper, so what we are doing is, we are trying to analyze, we are analyzing the papers, previous papers, what we are doing. So I told you, like, these are the papers, previous papers that has been written on the topic green bonds and sustainable development. So we are reviewing this paper, and with the help of these previous papers, we are going to write our data analysis part. This part is written based on previous papers that we have extracted. Are you getting me at this point? But here in the quantitative or qualitative paper, so I'm trying to tell you the difference between the two. When we write a SLR paper and when we write a quantitative paper or a qualitative paper, so what is the difference? So here the review of literature is just a part of it, and we are just mentioning what previous studies has been done, what previous studies has been done, and trying to find out the research gap over here, right? The previous studies, how when we are writing the quantitative or a qualitative paper, so review of literature, what is the role of the review of literature here? The previous studies, they are trying to help us to find out the research gap, and that is why we are mentioning it over here. But what we are doing over here is the review of literature or the previous papers becomes a part of the data analysis and interpretation part. But here we are on the basis of this review of literature, we are developing a new model, and on the basis of a new model, we are doing this analysis over here. New model analysis. What we are doing here? We are doing a new model analysis, right? But what we are doing here? Review of literature, the previous papers, the papers that we have extracted become a part of data analysis and interpretation. So that is the major difference between these two types of studies. That is a study that we do with the help of the SLR paper and the studies that we do with the quantitative papers or qualitative paper. I hope this point is clear to all. Please raise your hands if this point is clear to all. Is this point clear to all?
May I recommend if it's clear, put number 1 in the chat box. If it's unclear, put 0. Thank you. All number 1 so far.
Okay, nice. Mhm. So let's move ahead. Okay. So what we have to do now? The research methodology में what is included? What is included? The way we extract the data from Scopus or Web of Science or Google Scholar. This become a part of the study here. What is included in the research methodology part over here? The way we extract the data from Scopus or Web of Science or Google Scholar. It is written over here. Let me show you one paper onto this, my previous studies. Let me show you the this is one of my manuscript that has been published. This got published last year only in A category journal, and we have done huge amount of revisions onto this. Okay, so look at this. So this is one table that we have made in the research methodology part. Database Scopus. Where did we search for in the Scopus database? So this is what it is. What are the fields that we have searched? What is the search string and what is the time span? Please remember one thing. Whenever you are making a table or a figure, so do remember that you have to write about it as well in text form. It is not important, it is important that you are making a table or a figure, but at the same time everything is to be written in text form. So over here you will see that everything that we have put into this table, this is written over here. So this is also very, very important, right? So one thing I always recommend to my participants and to the students, that the table, try to make more and more tables in your paper, because it will highlight the important points to the editor or to the reviewer. And just by seeing your paper, he will come to know what exactly is there in the paper. So it gives more weightage. So it is always beneficial that you have more and more tables and figures, right? So this is one table in the research methodology part. And this you can see, this all are the things included in this is with the help of the Scopus database. The things that we have put in the Scopus database or Web of Science or Google Scholar. So this is what becomes a part of it. Next is the inclusion and exclusion criteria. So this is the next table. What are the things that we have included? Whatever in the Scopus database, like the things that we have included from here. Subject area mein, so these are the subject areas that we have included. So you have to mention this. Articles we have included, but we have not included the book chapters and all that. So you have to tell. So only the articles has been included, right? And the documents only in language English. So this is becomes a next table for you. So these are some of the fixed tables that you can always make whenever you are writing a SLR paper. Please remember, you can always have a fixed number of tables. These tables, more or less, they remain the same, right? So, what are the exclusion criteria? What have you not included in your study? So that becomes your exclusion criteria, right? Next is the Prisma framework. So I already told you, like, how did you, what was the Prisma framework talks about? What is the initial number of papers that you have extracted from the database? So सबसे first number, the first figure that you get without making any changes. So this is to be put over here. So this is the first raw data. Hmm? फिर how did you screen those? Like uh, we use this, like the subject area. We have minimized the subject area to economics, econometry and finance, social science, business management and accounting. Then the paper number of papers that remains is 484. From 814 to 484 we have reached. Next, what is the next criteria that we have followed into this is, we wanted our papers only ABDC and Scopus. We let's say this is the file that we have received, right? So this is the final total number, means where it is, like this is here, it is 161 is here. Please look at my cursor, like total articles after making any changes. Let's say no, but sorry, no, it is here till here. 161 articles is still here, because we have, what we have done is, like with the help of the Scopus database, right? So we have reached this stage over here, 161 over here, right? Initial numbers that we have got was here. Then after the first screening, how many papers we have reached? 161. Again, you can screen these papers and you can make this list more important. Like if you want to go for a good journal, good rank journal. So what we did was, after reaching this stage, that is the second stage. So what we did was, we again screened the papers. We we use this criteria, like all the papers that we have selected. So this is the list of the papers that we have got. Now we again screen that for uh, we checked whether all the papers, 161 papers, all the papers are from ABDC listed journal or Scopus listed journal or not. If it is not, Let's say, let me see. Like, I think sustainability. Uh, if I see the names of the journals, let me increase the font size of this. Let me increase the font size. Okay, so you can see the journal eighth number, eighth row pay, the journal sustainability, right? So this journal, this does not comes under ABDC. So what I will do, if I have to go with this criteria, this is my choice. Please remember, this is not mandatory, but to make it more good, narrow down my search, that is why you can use it, right? It is not mandatory for all of you to use this, but just to get it published into a very good journal, I did this myself, right? So what we did was we searched for, this is the source title. Source title means the name of the journal in which these papers are published, right? So I can see, because I know that the sustainability is the sustainability journal does not comes under the ABDC listing. So what I will do is I'll delete this, right? So similarly, I will look for each and every name of the journal, and I'll delete all those papers that does not comes under the fit under the scope of ABDC and ABDC and Scopus. So let's say यहाँ पर what was our total? That was 161. So let's say I deleted one paper, so it comes out to be 160, right? Again, we will screen the total number of papers for the quality check. How do you do that? So you can see from here, there is an abstract over here. So what we will do is we will copy this abstract, we will paste this abstract in another worksheet, so you can read. So what you can do is you can read these abstract one by one. You can read this abstract one by one and see if some of the paper is not important. So what you can do is you can again delete that paper, right? And then the final number will come. Let's say we have deleted 10 papers, so the final numbers which on which we will be doing SLR will be 150. So this is in totality the Prisma framework. And how we get about this, I have told you this. I hope it is clear to all of you. Please raise your hands if it is clear, or you can put one for this as well. Even we can do, even you have some questions, I can take some questions if you want. If anybody of the participants, they want me to, they have any doubt, they have any query, so I can answer that as well, or otherwise I can proceed ahead. Okay, so I think there is no questions. Okay, so let's move ahead on to this. Now, let's move to the third part of it, that is the data analysis. I'm just giving an overview because we have already talked about these things, but because some participants are new, so I'm giving an overview, right? So if you want any other, if you want me to stop somewhere and ask a question, so we can do that as well. Okay, so research questions. Nowadays, where do we write the research questions? We write the research questions at the in the end of the introduction part, right? In the end of the introduction part. So introduction में research questions. So this is research methodology. So let's talk about the data analysis part. Data analysis part में I don't remember till where we have done. I told you that TCM framework is important. TCCM and ADO model is important. Have we done this? I don't remember. Or should I do it right now? Do what is the pattern should I follow for this? Should I do this? You have done it. So we have done everything. What exactly we have done? Like we have done the whole of the ADO model also we have done. Uh, can somebody please unmute yourself and please tell me, should I do the ADO model? Yes, yes, you can ask question. Yes. Yes, please ask a question if you have. Please ask a question if anybody is having. Uh, Thoy, you can ask a question. Okay. I have not mentioned TCCM theory as I remember. Framework. Okay, let me just give you an overview. I think let me give you an overview of it. Let's not go into the details, but let me give you an overview of that if you want. So, T stands for theory, C stands for country, C stand for context, and M for the methodology part. Right? So, theory, let me take you to my another paper. Let me take you to another paper of mine in which it is more clear. This is my another paper that also got published. Okay, let me show you this. Uh-huh. Okay, this is the theory. Just have a look at this. The different theories that has been used in the paper. So you can mention it like this and with the in-text citation as well. Right? Can you see to this? So this is the theory. These are the different theories that has been used in those papers. This is paper on ESG. So this is a paper on ESG, and these are the theories that has been used into this. So we have mentioned it like this, right? So next important issue is the country. So you can see the countries with the number of the papers. So this is another table that you can make into your paper, right? So, and how do you get this? I told you even last time, in the Scopus database. In the Scopus database, there is a provision. Here it is written as analyze results. Can you see this? There is a button. There is a. It is written analyze the results. So from here you can get this document. First is years. How many papers are published in different years? 2025 May. How many papers published? 2024 May. 23 May. So you can extract this. You can export this. Here is a button called as export. So what you have to do, export the data to a CSV file, export. So what will happen, you will export this table, and what you can do is you can put this in your paper as it is, right? Or if you want to make a graph of it, so you can do that as well. So it is year. Yeah, this is a different year of publications, right? So this is one table that you can make in your paper. And country also, what you can do is from here you can find out the country also. So you don't need to work on to these two three elements, country and year. So what you can do again, you can export this into the CSV file and it will be downloaded for you. So you can see from here, so country and the territory, right? So this is two tables that you can put into your paper just like that, right? Theory, how do you find the theory? So theory ke liye you need to put a little efforts. So what you have to do, like from here, you just find the word called as the theory, right? You just do the yellow and try to see which all papers have used the theory in it. So you just mark it yellow, and later on, once you have finalized all this, then later on, what you can do, you can go to each of the abstract, and then you can see which theory has been used in these papers. And what you can do is, like this, you can make a table like this, right? So this is about the theories that has been used in the different papers, right? So next important aspect with respect to, there is one more paper of mine, let me show you that as well. Let me show you. Okay, so you can see from here, this is my not completed paper. uh, we were in the verge of completing. Like, this is not the correct paper, this is the initial work that we have done, right? So you can see from here, this is on the methodology as well. Just have a look at this. Let me take you to this methodology part. So what is the tools and techniques that has been used? Quantitative and PLSM. Next may qualitative, in-depth interview and qualitative study. So like this, and along with this, you can have the in-text citation. Let me repeat this again. What is this table all about? Methodology part. I told you this thing, TCCM framework, right? Let me delete it from here so that, okay. So I already told you how to work onto the theory, then country, methodology. I'm trying to tell you methodology means what, whether which is the method, like the methodology में regression has been used, ANOVA has been used, t-test has been used, uh, SEM, okay, EFA, exploratory factor analysis has been used. Which methodology has been used in your study, right? So how do you get this? So you can get this with the help of, let me let me other files, let me close it down. Okay, so how do you come to know which is the methodology that has been used in the different papers? So please, participants, what you have to do, you have to read all the papers, right? Only then you will come to know which methodology has been used by different authors. So let me suggest you one thing. So whenever we are doing a paper using SLR, do it in a group. Minimum 3 people should be there in it, because it takes a lots and lots of time and efforts on your part. This is this paper, whenever we are doing SLR, this paper really need hard work. So it is not easy for a single person to do all the things by himself or herself. So it is always recommended. So whenever you are doing a SLR, do it in a group, a minimum of 3 people, right? So you can divide, like if it is 161 papers, so you can always divide, and when you divide the thing, so it becomes more easy for you, right? So it is always recommended, whenever we are doing the SLR paper, do divide the work and do it in a groups, right? So methodology part also you will get it from here. So this is another table that you can make for it. Context means what? Let me see if this table is in this. Okay, context means, you know, context means होता है the from the respondents of the study. Context means context, in which context this study has been done. So who all are the respondents of the study, right? So again, this, how will you come to know? From the abstract. Or if you're not able to understand, maybe um, some paper are conceptual, so all the papers might not be having this context aspect. So you can always, let me tell you one thing, so you can always skip this. Like, either you can go for TCCM framework, or you can go for TCM framework, or If some papers do not have context, then you can uh, move ahead. Like you can see the next paper, right? You can go for the next paper. So this is another table that you can make. Like, look at this. So what we have done is, this is another table that is made on context. So Chinese clothing sharing market, users experience of the purchase and wearing of used clothes from second hand marketplace. So this is the respondents of the study. These are the respondents of the study. Is it clear to all? Please raise your hands, or you can write one in the chat box. Is it clear to all the participants? Any questions, any doubt, you can ask. Okay, great. Okay, so I think everything is clear to all of you, right? So let's move ahead. Let me give you an overview of the ADO model now. So till now we have seen this TCCM framework or TCM framework, right? So let's move to this next model, and that is called as a ADO model, right? So let me delete all this. Okay, so let me take you to one of my papers again. A stands for antecedent. Okay, let me show you this table as well. What we have done, I told you that we have done the screening of the documents based on ABDC ranking. So what we did was, like, just have a look at this. uh, this is my paper that has been published. So this paper is on impact investing. So you can see, like, I have already mentioned in the Prisma framework that we have considered only ABDC ranking journal papers. So look at this. So accounting and finance, this is A category journal, and Scopus. Scopus, to every journal will be a Scopus index, because we have extracted the data only from the Scopus database. So all the papers will be Scopus index, but at the same time we put this criteria of ABDC as well. So we have mentioned
Shalini, we are not hearing from you. I think you are on mute.
okay, okay. Now I don't know what happened. Okay, okay. So what I was saying, okay. So I was telling you, like, how do you come to know which paper is from which journal? So to come to know, what you will do is, you will put this is there is a F column that consists of source title. Source title means the name of the journal. So you click all these papers from here to another worksheet, and what you will do is, you put them into ascending or descending order. So I have put them in ascending order alphabetically. So you can see from here that applied economics,
Uh,
you can,
Shalini, are you sharing the screen? Are
I
we
don't know. Acha, maybe something happened in between.
yeah,
Acha, I
we don't
think.
see the screen or anything.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Now I think you will be able to see, right?
yeah, yeah, thank you.
I think there was something that happened in between. Okay, maybe. Okay. Anyways, now it is visible. Is it visible, Duke?
Yes, yes, we can see now. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, source title. Source title means the names of the journal, right? So you click onto this and you put it here into a new worksheet. You select all of them and put them into ascending or descending order. Let me put into the ascending order. So you can see from here there are two papers from this journal that is called as a applied economics. So you start writing over here. Now what is the next important journal? That is business strategy and environment. How many papers from this journal? 4, 5, 6, 7. So it comes out to be 7. Next, you have to write, you try to write only those journals, names of the journals that is repeated more than 2 times, right? So others you can delete if you think they are not good journals, so you can delete as well, right? So similarly this table you can make it the similar table, this table like this you can make, and later on you can see whether this journal belongs to the abdc category or not. If belongs to abdc category, so you mention which rank of the abdc it is there, otherwise you can delete that, right? So this is how you can make this table. This is also very one of the most important table, because it tells the reviewer or the editor that you have selected the papers and you have selected the high quality papers for your slr. One more thing you can do is, like, if you want to make it more quality slr, so what you can also see is there is another categories as well, like there is a q1, q2, q3 and q4 category, so you can go for that as well. So this is another criteria. Another criteria is SCI or SSCI criteria. So you can also you can also see these journals if they belong to these uh, uh, criteria, fits in these criteria, you keep these journals, otherwise you delete those papers, right? So this is also another way of doing for keeping a good quality papers for your slr, right? So this is how this table we have made, and this is one of the important tables. You should also go for it. Even we can, what we can do is we can delete this c category also, so b, a star and a, so that gives also more weightage to your paper, right, if you delete these papers. So let's move ahead to adu model. Did I show this model last time? I don't remember it. Did I show this model as well in the last time?
I'm not quite sure. Chị Tùng, I'm just talk in Vietnamese. Yeah, someone
Somebody
say
saying yes. Okay, so I have explained this model to all of you. How to check for the ABDC rank? Okay, let me tell you. So you just type it over here, ABDC. So click on to this first command. So what you can do is there are two ways of checking whether it belongs to ABDC category or not. So there is a search option over here. Put the name of the journal over here and click onto this. So you will see it is A category, or there is another way as well. So if you click onto the first link, ABDC journal quality list, so it will give you a CSV file for this. So you can see, let me open this for all of you. It is opening, just a minute. It's a heavy file actually. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, now you can see over here. Can you see this? So this is ABDC listed file, Excel file. So it is having different categories. You can see from here. This is the name of the journal. The column A is the name of the journal. Who is the publication house? what is the ISSN number, online ISS number, when it becomes, when did the journal start. I don't know about this FOR, but this is the rating that is given, right? So you can see from here. So you can, if you want to see only the A category journal, so what you can do is, I think you know all this. We all know this. So you can click onto this. So it will give you a list of A category journals only. So there are so many. So this way you can go for this, right? Anyways, okay. So let's move ahead to the ADO model. Let me give an overview of this, even if we have done it. Let me give you an overview. Okay, so antecedent decisions and outcomes. So this paper is on impact investing. This particular paper is on impact investing. So what are the factors? Antecedents may what we have written is, what are the factors that motivates people to invest in impact investing. So these are the factors that I have mentioned over here. That is, first is the financial factor, social factor, and self actualization factor. So these are the three factors, right? So that motivates. So that is your antecedents. Now, what are the decisions that we take with respect to the financial factors? So these are the decisions that we take. And what is the outcome of the financial factors? So these are the outcomes. Similarly for social and self actualization factors, right? and we have and we have linked it with some theory. We have linked it with Maclean's theory of need. So the first aspect of its need for power, need for affiliation, and need for achievement. So we have put this in, like, financial factor we have related this with need for power, social factor we have related it to need for affiliation, and for self actualization need for achievement, right? So this is how we made the ADO model. This is the main highlight of this paper. This is the major important aspect of this paper, that is the ADO model, right? So this is one paper. So let me show you my another paper for which we have made the ADO model. So let me take you to my another paper. This paper is on ESG. Look at this. We have linked this with sustainable development goals. This paper is on ESG. So यहाँ पे we have taken environmental issues. E is for environmental issue, S is for social finance, and C is for corporate governance. And we have related this with the SDGs, right? And what all is there in environmental issues? What does the company they do? They issues these kinds of bond, and what is the outcome if they go for it? So this is the outcome they go for it, right? So this is the another paper. Both of them got published in A category journal, and these are the two papers that I have written, and they got published, right? Both SLR, both A category, uh, right? And how do we write this? So let me take you to this impact investing paper of mine. Let me show you how we write for this. Now, you know, now we have made the table. Please remember, I told you even before, whenever we are making a figure or a table, so we need to write down everything, we need to jot down everything in theory as well, right? So what we have done is, we have explained each and every part of it. Like, this is the model, so we have explained each and every part later on. Let me show you how. So this is the first point, that is the theory of need, Maclean's theory of need. So we have explained this over here. So these are my antecedents. So I have again made the table. Please have a look at this. I have again made the table for telling what are my antecedents. Just to tell the reviewer or the editor what we have done in the paper. So these are the key findings. This is the in-text citation, and these are the elements of motivation. So explained, we have explained this as well in one paragraph as well. Just have a look at this. So this is my financial factors. Next is my social factors. Have a look at this. And next is my self actualization factors. We have written about it. Next comes the decision part. So this is the second part of the ADO model, that is a decision. Decision may first was the financial factors. So we have explained all the aspects of it. So now let me show you this. So there are so many things into the decisions part. Four aspects. So all these four aspects we have explained later on. Even in the outcomes, all the three parts have been explained. Similarly for the social factors and the outcomes. So let me show you this in one paragraph. So financial factors, you can see over here. Can you see? So these are the financial factor, one paragraph about each one of them. And please remember one thing, whenever you are trying to put the in-text citations, right? So let me tell you, this is 2025 going on. So try to put maximum new citations. New citations, let's say from 2020 till 2025. Try to put, if you have 5 citations over here, I'm just giving an example. So this is one paragraph. And if you have put around 5 citation in one paragraph, so try to put 3 citations that is new, that is very latest. And you can put the rest to l- previous ones. But try to have the latest in-text citations in your paper that again give the weightage to your paper. Right? At this point clear? Please raise your hands if it is clear to all of you. Or you can write down one in the chat box. Yes, I can send you my papers. Definitely. I'll send it to Duke and Duke will send to all of you. Or maybe, Duke, are you there? You told me na how to give it over here only. I think from here I can. Okay, I'll do it right after this, right? Okay, so is it clear to everyone? Please write down in the chat box if you are able to understand till here. Are you able to understand how to write with respect to ADU model, and how do we go for the ADU model? Is it clear? Okay, let me reply one by one. Let me reply one by one. Just, I know there are so many questions, so let me answer these questions first, right? How to check ABDC rank? Can you reply to all and not to one person? Yes, I have told to everyone. Like ABDC, I have already told you. I think this is clear. I have told you how to check for the ABDC papers, right? This I have done it already. Should we include both TCCM and ADU in a paper? Yes, you should include both the frameworks, that is the TCCM in ADU. So that gives more weightage to your paper. So that is mandatory, in fact. If you will ask me, I will say it is mandatory. Yes, you must use both the frameworks. Can all the topics apply ADO or only specific? No, it can be applied to any of the topics. It is not like it will not apply to this topic or that topic. So but the only thing that you have to see, that you have a previous published paper on that particular topic, where you can apply the SLR, where you have a previously published papers. So you can apply the SLR in that case. Is that clear? Next question है, how to extract the findings of the selected papers despite its subject
and context. How to extract the findings of the select. I'm not able to understand. Len, can you please be specific? How to extract the findings of the selected papers? Acha, okay. You are trying to ask me ki like, okay. So what you need, there is one way. It can be there in the abstract part. If it is not there in the abstract, so you need to get hold of the papers, all the papers, the full papers, and then you can find out from those papers. Len, is your answer, am I able to make an answer to your question? Line, is this clear to you? Please send the paper using the TCCM framework. Can all the topics, yes, please send the paper using the TCCM framework. Okay, I'll do that. When you screen the abstract, may you make a mistake to delete a good article? No, will not. Can you give me a CSV file? Yes, I'll definitely provide you. Are we doing bibliometric analysis today? I think we are already done with the ADO model SLR. So we can do next time if you want. How to identify and classify? Huh, this is a very good question that a person has asked. How to identify and classify the ADO elements in each paper? Yeah. So this is a very important question. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you this. Okay, let me give you an example of how I did this with one of my friends. When we do the when we were doing the paper, right? So we were three friends when we started with one of the papers on SLR. There is one more paper that is that has not been published, that is under review. So I cannot give you a more details about it, but let me tell you what how we did that. So what we did was we made a Google sheet. Let me show you over here if it is there. Let me open my Google sheet over here. I'll show you how we go for it. Yes, I think it is there. So this was the my Google sheet here. So what we started doing was, look at this. This is the ADO model. How we did was like we divided the number of papers. Like we were three authors in this paper when we started with our. This is another paper of mine on bibliometric or SLR. So what we did was we divided the number of papers. So let's say the number of paper was 200, and we let's say we divided 75 papers each, whatever the total is. So we divided all among three of us. So what we did was we continued to read the abstract. We continued to read the abstract and try to find out the variables that has been used in each of the papers. And if there is a need, we try to extract the full paper. If we are not able to understand the variables that has been used in these papers, so what we did was we tried to extract the full papers, right? And v- after doing this, so what we did was whatever we think is the right word, we started writing here in randomly. Please remember, we three of us started writing on this sheet because it is a Google sheet and we shared it among three of us so we can see what the other person is doing in it. So what we did was we randomly started writing the variables over here. And once we have written this randomly, then we all sat together and then we finalize according to our knowledge. According to our knowledge, maybe sometimes what happened is maybe we have written this can be an outcome, so might be we have put this into the decision. So later on when we are finalizing this sheet, we will put it here and there wherever it is going to fit. So this is how we have started, we used to find out these variables for our papers like this. Like this is the model that we have made, and this is how we design our model based onto this, right? So let me tell you one more example. I don't know last time I told you about this or not. So let me give you another example. There is this paper of Satish Kumar. Did I show this to you as well? I don't remember that. But so what he has done in this paper, let me show you this. So what he has done in his papers, let me show you this framework and then I'll tell you. If I can revert this. Okay, this is a button. Okay, so you can see from here, let me increase the font size. If so, what he has done, he has also made the ADO model. So all the variables that is there in the papers. So he has taken this as antecedent. All the, like, let's say these are the 161 papers, right? So what he has done is he has taken all the variables that has been there in these papers as the antecedent. Next important aspect, mediators and moderators. So he has put them into decision factor. He has put this into decisions. And what is the outcome? So he has put the total outcomes into one box. So this is another way of doing the SLR, right? Using the ADO model. So this is another paper of Satish Kumar that I can share with you. And this requires lots and lots of efforts again. This paper and this paper also, when we did this paper also required huge, lots and lots of efforts and time. So I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear till here. Duke, are you there? Is it clear? Please write one into here. I hope it is clear to all of you. Charts and figures, you can use, any software that you think is suitable. Actually, you know, for the charts and figures, what I normally do is I put them into a paint. Right. Pehle to I made them in the Word file only, and then I give it to my one of my friend who do it on the paid basis, and he creates this table for me. That is all how I did this. Duke, are you there? Anything else you would like to ask? I think Duke is not present. Hello, Duke, are you there? Is it clear to all? Any question? I hope the things are very clear to all of you, right? You are welcome. If somebody is saying thank you, so it is. We can do this in the next class, I feel, right? Agar if you want that we should go for Scopus and Web of Science together, I'll show you. I'll show you in the next class, right? Any other questions that is related to what we did today? Duke, are you there? Can
Yes,
somebody?
so good.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I think we are done. But I have completed the SLR today because you said that to revise it or in the revision part only. I don't know, like it took so much of time. Next time we can do the bibliometric analysis.
Yep. All right. So next week, it's a 15, yeah, 15 January, also Wednesday. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. Let I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There are some questions. Would you like to answer?
Okay. Can you give me I have already answered so many questions. Let me see. Can you give me some suggestion for journals on environmental economics, sustainable development? Okay, so what you can do is like you can okay, if you want to go for a journal, right? So what you do is just say there is a Willy journal finder. There is a journal finder for the journals. Look at this. So this is a publication house. Willy is a publication house. If you click onto this Willy journal finder, so what you need to do is you need to put a manuscript title and abstract. So if you put here find, so it will give you the results, right? So it all depends on these journal finders. They will help you to understand the journals, right? Willy ho gaya Sage journal finder. So it is for almost Sage journal recommender, right? So what you can do is you can put the manuscript title keywords like this, and so you can find the journal for yourself. I hope it is clear. Can you answer the thins question? How about doing the systematic? We can do this in the next class. If you want, what I will do is I do have an access to Web of Science as well. So I'll tell you how to go for the SLR. The only difference, this file this file will change. That's it. Nothing, nothing more will be there. This only database, the number of papers will increase. That's it. Nothing else will happen. If you want if you want the Web of Science and the Scopus mix, so this file will change, the number of papers will increase. That is all what will happen, nothing else will happen. Tan, I think I have answered your question, but I can tell you next class as well. Any recommendation for dataset for system? Which one should we combine? For example, Scopus or Web? Google Scholar, though, you cannot combine. It is a little different. Google Scopus and Web of Science you can combine. If you want to combine the two databases, so Scopus and Web of Science is better. Google Scholar, so you do everything manually, right? So it is always better to go for these two databases, that is Web of Science and Scopus. On journal on strategic accounting with high ranking, I told you na this, like you have to go for, if you need to find out a journal, so what you can do is like you have to manuscript title and keywords, so it will help you to find journals. And let me tell you one more thing. Abhi I was taking my class, so one of the person, he recommended me one thing. Okay, let me tell you this this is this is you type on the Google rapid journal quality check. You click onto this, and you click and you download this software. So what will happen is, if you go to a Google Scholar, let me show you this Google Scholar. I opened my Google Scholar, and let's say I put green bonds and sustainable development. So you will see the number of papers has come now, because I have this rapid journal quality check index. So what will happen? Can you see my screen? This screen. यहाँ पर ना what all is happening, यहाँ पर भी आप okay, journal if you want to find out, so you can find it out from here as well. So what you can do is you can put your topic or area you want to do the research on, right? And you get this rapid journal quality check. So here only it will give you the indexing, like it is q1, it is a. So you can see over here, matlab if I click onto this, you can see in blue color it is coming. So this first paper is from technological forecasting and social index, h index 134, q1, abdc, ft50 not applicable. So again, so if you go for this, so this will come, the scores of this journal will come like this. So this is another easy way of doing, of finding out the uh, indexing of this journal. This is another very good way. This is, I also find this a very interesting way and very easy way to find out the indexing and which, where does it stand. So I think this will be important for you, right? What you can do is you can put this topic strategic management accounting, right? So if you put this over here, यहाँ पे you put this and you get this in your laptop, right? So if you'll put this topic over here, so it will give you the names of the paper, it will give you the papers and the name of the journals से यहाँ से you will come to know. I think it is clear to you, right? Anything else? Anything else? I hope I have given answers to all of your questions. Okay, so I think I will end up my session here today, Duke. Are you there? Duke, are you there? Duke, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so I think I let me stop here, and in the next lecture we can again start, right? Then
Yeah.
we'll do in the next lecture. We'll go only for bibliometric. I think I have done everything with respect to SLR, so we can go for the bibliometric analysis in the next lecture.
Yep. All right. Okay. Thank you, Shalini.
I hope
Any paper, any
yes.
anything that you would like them to read or do before the next lesson?
Okay. Yes. So we will be doing the bibliometric analysis using our software. So what you can do is like there are two commands. With the help of two commands, you can download that software. I'll share it with you, Duke, and one of my the those two software that you have to download, right? And the participants, they can do that. I what I can do is like I can give you the this CSV file as well, and they can even work along with me
Are we
next
also
time.
learning co-citation map?
What? Yes, yes, we'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shalini. We appreciate that
Yes,
you done well, but you spend time to explain the systematic literature review with us. Yeah.
you're welcome. Thank you. Good
Okay,
night.
thank you, and see you next week. All right,
Yeah,
same time
sure.
here. Yeah, we will
Yes.
also about. Is it better for you the 7:15 Indian
Yes,
time?
7:15 is better for me. Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So we keep it for you, right? Okay.